Good evening and welcome to this week's programme. It's Saturday the 21st of August and it's just gone 6 o'clock. And in the news this week, almost 500 new coronavirus cases have been recorded across Dorset within the last 24-hour reporting period. The latest government figures show that up to 4 p.m. on Friday, 490 people have tested positive for COVID-19 in the county. In the Dorset Council area, 224 new cases were reported. The rolling 7-day period for Dorset Council area is 1,172 new cases. That's a case rate of 308.6 per 100,000 people. Within the Wyke Regis area itself, the case rate is currently much higher at 574.4 cases per 100,000 people, and that's up around 19% from the previous week. Just to give you an idea, the UK average is 303.5 cases per 100,000 people. Dorset Police are investigating a report of a rape and sexual assault in Weymouth and are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. 2 people have already been arrested, but obviously they still want to hear from people and witnesses and anyone with any information. The incident occurred between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturday the 14th of August, that's last Saturday, on the beach near the public toilets by the King's statue. It is reported that a short time earlier, 2 16-year-old girls were approached in the town centre by 2 males and they began to walk together towards the beach. While they were on the beach, it is reported that one of the 16-year-old female victims was raped. It was further reported that one of the male group attempted to sexually assault the second 16-year-old female. Following inquiries, a 14-year-old boy from Gloucester was arrested on suspicion of rape. A 19-year-old man from Norfolk was arrested on suspicion of rape and sexual assault. They have both been released on police bail pending further inquiries. Also from Dorset Police, following on from last week's report of incidents of drinks being spiked, Dorset Police are again appealing for anyone with information to come forward and urging members of the public to remain vigilant following further reports of possible drink spiking incidents in Weymouth this week. Dorset Police are investigating a number of further reports, and while no particular venue has been identified for where the incidents occurred, the victims are known to have been drinking in the Slug and Lettuce, the Rendezvous on St Thomas's Street, and Actors and the Closet on Maiden Street. Police want to hear from anyone with information who may have witnessed anything. They're also appealing for anyone else who thinks that their drinks may have been spiked to come forward as well. Of course, with both of these cases, anyone with information is asked to contact Dorset Police on 101 or anonymously through Crime Stoppers on free phone 0800 555 111. The Quayside Festival, a popular Weymouth music event, has been given the go-ahead to return to the Harbourside this bank holiday weekend. That's next weekend coming up. The organisers are delighted to have announced that it's going ahead, although there will be a limit of 500 people attending the event area at any one time. The event will be headlined by star of ITV's The Voice, Lauren Bannon from Weymouth. The festival will take place on Saturday and Sunday, August the 28th and 29th, on Custom House Quay, and it'll be hosted by the Rendezvous nightclub. Other acts to grace the outdoor stage including the Lego Men, Chief Lazarus, the Brotherhood, Stereo Ironics, Skimmerty Hitchers, Orange Street, The Undecided, Mad for Animals and King Hammond Band. This year, the free event will be restricted in numbers to 500 to avoid large crowds due to the number of visitors in the town and the Harbourside pedestrianisation zone. A spokesman for the festival said this festival remains free entry, but please understand we will have to control the numbers in and out, so there will be a new layout of entry points. We will continue to work with the local authorities to make sure that we can bring you this free event that has become the biggest event on any bank holiday in Weymouth. Last year, the event went ahead online with a virtual musical festival raising funds for Dorset County Hospital's COVID appeal. Blue badges and blue badge holders have a chance to help shape Dorset Council's new parking permit scheme. Dorset Council wants to hear from residents with blue badges to help shape a unified approach to parking charges and parking provision across the county. Following consultation with all drivers earlier this year on car parking charges and a proposed new car park permit scheme for residents, businesses and workers, blue badge holders are now being asked for their views on the way forward for blue badge parking and charges across the Dorset Council owned car parks. This will not affect the eligibility criteria for blue badge scheme or the entitlement of blue badge holders as set out by central government. At the moment, the car park offered to blue badge holders is different depending on where you live or where you park within the Dorset Council area. And through consultation with blue badge holders, the council wants to provide one scheme that is easy to understand and consistent. Councillor Ray Bryan, who's Dorset Council's portfolio holder for Highways, Transport and Environment, said, "We have around 25,000 residents who hold blue badges, which are a lifeline for people with mobility issues, enabling easier access to local shops and community facilities. As part of our parking transformation project, we want to introduce an offer for blue badge holders that is consistent, fair and meets users' needs. The Blue Badge Holders Parking Survey is now available with responses to be received by Sunday the 26th of September. Residents are being asked for their views on a number of options, including free parking for hire exemption blue badge holders, 1 extra hours free parking for blue badge holders when purchasing a pay and display ticket, and free parking for up to 3 hours for all blue badge holders. The consultation is available online. You can find it via the Dorset Echo website and the story on the Dorset Echo website, or if you go to Google and enter Dorset Blue Badge Parking Survey, you'll come straight to the survey and be able to enter your views. And I had a look at that earlier, and it takes a little while to do, about 5 minutes to do, but it's well worth doing if you are a blue badge holder or you have a family member as a blue badge holder to take part in that survey and that consultation. Construction has started on a large project at Newton's Cove, Weymouth, to supply water to the CFAS laboratory. An underwater pipe is being replaced at Newton's Cove near Nose Gardens, a popular spot for sea swimmers, with a small beach nearby. Access to the sea via the steps will remain open throughout. However, swimming may not be advisable once underwater work gets underway. The project is being carried out by contractors J.T. Mackley, working on behalf of marine research organisation CFAS, which is part of the government's Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. Constructed in 1994, the CFAS laboratory at the Nose is in need of essential infrastructure upgrades so the scientists can continue research to protect fish and other aquatic animals from serious disease, and helping to support the UK seafood industry and consumer health. The current works will involve surveying and replacing an intake pipe that provides seawater to the laboratory on-site aquarium facility, with a completion date for the project of January 2022. Access to the sea via the concrete steps at the western end of the site will be maintained throughout the project. An information notice board will provide weekly updates at the site, and the public are advised to refer to this for the latest advice on swimming. Dorset Council have awarded 2 5-year contracts. Where's my Dorset? Oh, my Dorset Council thing's not working. Well, Dorset Council has still awarded 2 5-year contracts to voluntary and community organisations to continue with the provision of support, advice and guidance to residents. Following an open tender process, Volunteer Centre Dorset has been awarded the contract to provide volunteer infrastructure support across Dorset Council area. The new contract will start on the 1st of October 2021 and will provide volunteers, development and recruitment for all the organisations and charities across the Dorset Council area, ensuring volunteering continues to thrive. A further contract has also been awarded to Citizens Advice in Dorset, a consortium of Bridport, Central Dorset and East Dorset and Purbeck Citizens Advice, providing information, advice and guidance on matters such as benefits, debt and money, energy and fuel support, and other welfare advice. This contract will also start on the 1st of October 2021. Councillor Jill Hames, Dorset Council portfolio holder for customer service and communities, said, "Congratulations to Volunteer Centre Dorset and Citizens Advice on their successful bids. We are delighted to continue working with them. Both organisations have done a tremendous amount of work supporting residents throughout the COVID period." Previously, we have awarded contracts each year, but to help grow and develop the stability of our community offer, we have awarded contracts for a period of 5 years this time around. We will be working with the organisations to monitor activity and provide support to make changes to the offer when necessary. This is an exciting time, and we are very much looking forward to the development and support available to help our communities to be strong, independent and healthy. If you would like to volunteer or need some help and would like to find out more, you can contact Volunteering Dorset via their website at volunteeringdorset.org.uk or by phoning them on 01305 269 214. If you need any help or support from Citizen Advice, you can visit citizensadvicedorset.org.uk to find your local branch, or you can call the Dorset Advice line on 0800 144 8848. So for volunteering and for getting volunteers, it's Volunteering Dorset 01305 269 214, and for Citizen Advice, it's 0800 144 8848. A popular Weymouth seafront restaurant, Enzo's, has been granted approval for an extension and internal alterations to its Grade 2 listed building. As I say, the restaurant is Enzo's on the Esplanade. However, a Dorset Council Conservation and Design Officer said plans for the new extension at the back of the building compounds the overbearing nature and poor design of the modern extension previously added to the building in a piecemeal fashion, as well as impacting upon other nearby properties. However, the changes were approved, as well as internal alterations, including new toilets on the lower ground floor and changes to the layout of the main restaurant floor and kitchen. The work involves demolishing internal partitions and ceilings and a section of outside wall for an extension. Planning permission was granted this week. However, when an inspection was carried out back in May, the Conservation Officer found that the work was just days away from being completed. Dorset Council have this week said they want to hear the public's views on the controversial harbourside railings in Weymouth. Residents and visitors have enjoyed alfresco dining and drinking on the quayside, thanks to changes brought in by Dorset Council to enable hospitality businesses to provide outdoor seating by widening the road and removing parking bays. The council has worked to maintain a balance between the needs of commercial boat owners and hospitality traders, with a fishing landing bay area and parking for boat owners to ensure its primary use as a working harbour can continue. However, one of the more controversial changes earlier this year was the addition of temporary safety railings along Customs House Quay. While many have spoken in support of the Dorset Council scheme, designed to prevent the risk of accidents following around 3 fatalities from people falling into the harbour, the moves also attracted widespread anger from the community. Dorset Echo are doing a poll to see what the community think about the railings and whether they should go or stay. So do pop along to the Dorset Echo website and let them have your views. And finally, in the headlines this week, Weymouth Town Council have announced a new mural trail for Weymouth. Working in partnership with We Are Weymouth to produce a new artwork mural trail in around the town. You can see a bit of a picture up on the screen now. It is hoped the new trail will attract and engage with a wide range of Weymouth residents and visitors to explore artworks inspired by local history and culture. Artists will enhance the look and feel of existing buildings, adding colour and design. This will bring an accessible, free walking trail that will promote the cultural development of Weymouth. providing physical and mental well-being and enjoyment to all. It will also encourage people to explore the town, helping to increase footfall and economic benefit for local businesses following the pandemic. The council and We Are Weymouth want to make sure that they get the right subject matter and design for the murals and deliver something that the public will appreciate, enjoy and have a sense of pride over in their town. So they want you to let them know about the design and the artworks. They want to hear what your memories, stories are and ideas that will help inform and shape the artist's designs. Your ideas will need to have a link with Weymouth and be family friendly. This could be about Weymouth history and heritage, links to the sea and seaside, the environment and landscape, local wildlife, etc. So, do you have any ideas that can link for one of those murals? The locations proposed for the murals are Overcombe, Greenhill Gardens, Weymouth Beach, Great George Street, St Thomas Street, Hope Square, Weymouth Harbour and Town Bridge, Stone Pier and Knowth Gardens. If you've got any ideas and want to get involved and pass your ideas into Weymouth Town Council, you can email them in to benheath@weymouthtowncouncil.gov.uk before Thursday the 16th of September, or the council will have a stand outside the New Look building on St Thomas's Street on Thursday the 26th of August from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So any ideas for the mural trail to benheath@weymouthtowncouncil.gov.uk or pop along to their stand outside New Look on Thursday the 26th of August between 10 and 12 p.m. You'll have a chance then obviously to speak to people from the council about the ideas as well. The trail is planned to be delivered next year subject to a planning application and hopefully to be finished by July 2022. Once completed, there will be a trail map to guide participants and learn more about the amazing artworks. There will also be further community engagement activities in May, June next year, so look out for them. Well, that's the end of our headlines tonight, and it's just coming up to 6:18. Our first longer piece this evening follows our Weymouth 450 series. And this week, Janet Hall is looking at some of the well-known buildings in Weymouth and looking at the heritage of those buildings. She will be looking at particular at one building which will be familiar to lots of people who are older in Weymouth. That's the Sydney Hall, which of course is actually no longer in existence. So let's go over to Janet and listen to see what she has to say about some of the buildings in Weymouth.
Many fine buildings in Weymouth date back to Victorian times. Sydney Hall, that wonderful building which sat in pride of place along the harbour side where Asda car park now stands. There is a tragic family history laid behind that building. The Groves family were a wealthy business people who owned a very successful brewery over in Hope Square. John was a well-respected businessman in the town. He served as town mayor 3 times between 1886 and 1889. He was also one of the guardians for the parish and was known for his generosity towards those less fortunate than himself. At Christmas time he would personally send a bushel of coal to all the poor people under his care. Sadly, money and wealth does not protect a family from heartache. In 1889, John's daughter Alice died not long after giving birth to her third child. Then, in 1895, the family was about to be hit again with tragedy. John's youngest son, Sidney, was taken seriously ill with pleurisy, and on Thursday, the 18th of July, he suddenly took a turn for the worse and died at only 26. John, over the next couple of years, had thought long and hard that he wanted something meaningful and lasting built in memory of his son. Something that would be relevant to his short lifetime, but would also serve the community of Holy Trinity. Finally arriving at the idea of erecting a fine building that would be used by the Church Lads Brigade, amongst others, John contacted Crickmay, the well-known local architect, and between them they arrived at the building that became such a well-known and much-loved site in Weymouth over the years. The foundation stone was laid in 1897, and the completed building was opened on the 18th of April 1900. Over the years, the Sidney Hall has played an important part in Weymouth's life. During World War I, it became a temporary building for the sick and wounded as they returned from the French battlefields. During World War II, among other things, it was used as an emergency school for the children whose school had been bombed out at Chapelhay during the fierce raids that plagued Weymouth. Many local residents will remember it for the roller skating that used to take place in the vast wooden floored hall. It became popular for every sort of event, bingo, shows, all manner of entertainment. But sadly, the large old building didn't reach its century. In 1987, it was demolished to make way for the building of the new supermarket, now Asda. All that remains of Sidney's legacy is the large stone-carved borough coat of arms that had once sat high above the arched doorway, and the foundation stone that John Groves laid in what he hoped would be a long-lasting memory of his young son. They are displayed in a wooden decorated section of the wall at the end of the Asda car park. Rather oddly, they seem to be almost hidden at the far side of the wall, well away from the footfall of most people. Have you ever noticed them? There'll be more about Victorian Weymouth next week. Goodbye for now.
Thank you, Janet, and I wonder how many of you actually remember the Sidney Hall. It's quite a sad story, really, that a building that was donated by somebody in memory of a family member to serve the people of Weymouth unfortunately got knocked down and is no longer available. But I guess times change. And moving on, the time now is coming up to 6:24. A farming couple from Dorchester have come up with a colourful way to raise money for the special care baby unit at Dorchester Hospital. Organisers Richard and Hazel Hoskin from Maiden Castle Farm have created a 20-acre Dorset sunflower trail on their land at the farm. And their farm is nested at the foot of the historic Maiden Castle just outside Dorchester. The 20-acre trail was planted on the 1st of May, but due to the wet and challenging growing season, the sunflowers took a bit longer to grow than expected, and it actually opened in mid-July. And they've announced this week that it's going to stay open until the end of the bank holiday weekend. Tickets can be booked online for time slots to enable social distancing and space to enjoy the flowers. People starting the trail will get a map on the entrance to complete with a quiz challenge as you navigate your way around the trail. It's estimated it takes about 40 minutes to do the trail, although there is a shorter version available for those who can't manage a 40-minute walk. People will be able to bring a picnic with them and have the opportunity to dine next to one of the largest and most complex Iron Age hill forts in Europe, of course, Maiden Castle. The event also hosts a cafe on wheels, a pop-up converted horse box, which serves a variety of hot and cold drinks and cakes, and also there'll be an ice cream stand there as well. The English Heritage hill fort, of course, at Maiden Castle is the size of 50 football pitches, and its huge ramparts, mostly built in the 1st century BC, once protected hundreds of residents. Excavations have revealed Neolithic enclosures from about 3500 BC and a Roman temple built in the 4th century AD. So if you want to learn more about that, just go on to Facebook and look for Maiden Castle Farm. But I thought what we would do is we would hear from Hazel Hoskin, who is one of the farmers, who recorded a short video yesterday.
Morning everyone, back at the Dorset Sunflower Trail again. So hopefully you've all heard that we have extended our bookings now to go right up to Bank Holiday Monday. So there's no excuses not to come 2, 3 or even 4 times. Today we have got a buzzy Friday, especially in the tent. So we have an amazing selection of beautiful bee orientated wooden crafts here. Things like this, which is an amazing, looks just like the inside of a hive where the bees do all of their work to make the honey. We've then got some Dorset honey just here. We're live here, so got some Dorset honey ready for anyone to buy if they want to come to it. Have we run out of honeycomb already, Richard? The honeycomb is gone already. This is how popular it is here. And we've got some sunflower orientated things as well. So we've got the sunflower trail board for your cheese and some amazing coasters for you to have your cup of tea on at home. And then something for the kids, of course. We don't want to leave the kids out. The kids can do some candle making of all different types of colours. Say hello, ladies. We're live again. All right, there we go. We're live again. They don't like the camera, really. Exactly. So there's lots to do here at the Dorset Sunflower Trail. Make sure you book. We are quite busy. Have a look. Look at all these amazing people enjoying the sunflowers. And the sun is shining, okay? And finally, I just want to highlight that, unfortunately, we no longer have any cut flowers here at the Dorset Sunflower Trail for you to take home with you. But we've got something a little bit different to take back from Maiden Castle Farm. What we have is these amazing dinner plate sized seed heads. Look, same size as my face. Dinner plate sized seed heads that will feed the birds for weeks. So whether your garden is big or small, the birds are going to absolutely love them. So come along, come down, book your tickets, enjoy the sunshine with the lovely Iron Age hill fort in the background, and come and join us. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.
There we go. That's Hazel from Maiden Castle Farm, and it is now open through until the end of the bank holiday weekend. A great day out, and weather's not been so good this part of the weekend, but it is getting better in the week ahead. So if you're looking for something to do for the family in the last week or so before they go back to school and over the bank holiday weekend, that's ideal. Don't forget to book though. Go to Maiden Castle Farm on Facebook, and that'll give you the link through as to where you can book. Time check is 6:29, just gone past 6:29. Our next story tonight is about Dorset's district nurses, and they're about to get on their bikes, or some of them are already on their bikes. Eco-friendly district nurses have turned back the clock when visiting patients in communities around Dorset. Dorset Healthcare's mobile nursing teams are switching from cars to electric bikes to help the environment, bypass traffic jams and promote healthy living. The idea was pioneered in Purbeck and expanded to other areas such as Dorchester and Bournemouth after bosses at the NHS Trust provided £2,000 to encourage more nurses to get on their e-bikes. And the bikes have more than paid their way, with average car mileage costs for just one full-time member of staff in the Swanage area topping £600 a year, for example. Moving to pedal part is helping to deliver major transport savings for the Trust. Now, with traffic again filling our roads as we come out of lockdown, more nurses are inquiring about the electric bike option. Hattie Taylor, who's the lead district nurse for Purbeck, made the bid for the funding initially in the Trust's Dragon Den Staff Innovation Competition after seeing the difference e-bikes made to her team. They had the idea after a trip to Gouda in Holland, where healthcare staff use bicycles to get to appointments all the time, she explained. Purbeck isn't quite as flat as Holland, so we found electric bikes worked better, especially when you're trying to go uphill. Even so, they are a much better alternative to cars. You can get through traffic more easily and don't have to worry about finding a parking space when you get to an appointment. They save on travel costs and help to reduce pollution. Cycling also gives us a bit of a clear headspace between visits, and we feel like we are setting a good example around staying fit, active and healthy. Our patients love it when we turn up with our helmets on. It's an amazing feeling getting around the community on two wheels. It's like district nurses used to do in the old days, and I was keen for other teams to have that choice. So they've done a video of how it's going in the Purbeck area, and it reminds me, of course, of Call the Midwife as well, looking back at midwifery a few decades ago, where they often use bikes. So we're going to see from the Purbeck team of Dorset Healthcare and the district nurses now.
Bikes was a really fantastic idea, but they came with a few problems which the electric bikes solve actually, because of getting there faster, less sort of effort unless you want to go to the extreme, less effort to get up hills, but they're just absolutely amazing because you don't have to use them, you can choose to use them, and it's just you know, a choice, giving staff extra choice, and being able to quite often get through the traffic much more quickly than if they were sitting in their car and not having to find a parking space when they get there. Patients absolutely love it when we turn up with our helmets on. They think it's fun. We're providing, you know, a role model really for a healthy lifestyle and an active lifestyle, and it's just really amazing when you are cycling through town, or sometimes you can find a cut through. It's a different pace, and it really helps you get that headspace in between visits.
There we go. That's the district nurses from Dorset Healthcare. First started in the Purbeck area, now being rolled out to other areas of Dorset. So maybe if you see the district nurse, maybe sometime soon they may turn up on their electric bike. That's all good stuff, isn't it? So now it's that time in the programme. It's just gone 6:34, and we're going to have the national weather forecast. And this week it comes from Alex Deakin at the Met Office.
Hello again. Welcome to your latest update from the Met Office. A fair bit of clouds and a fair bit of rain around on Saturday. Some of it could be heavy. There's a Met Office thunderstorm warning in place for Saturday afternoon and evening. However, it does all ease off overnight and not completely dry, but Sunday looks a brighter day, and that should be something that trends into next week. But as I mentioned, the brightening up behind that first band of rain will spark some thunderstorms, an increasing chance of seeing them. Initially Wales, southwest England, Northern Ireland, but as the rain clears, also parts of Northern England and the Midlands. So we do have a Met Office yellow thunderstorm warning in place through the afternoon and evening. Slow moving downpours. Some pretty bleak conditions on the roads, a lot of spray and surface water, and with thunderstorms around, always the potential for power issues too. Pretty heavy rain across parts of southern Scotland also, and the thunderstorms will rumble on, I suspect, well into the evening, but they do tend to ease off through the early hours, and the more persistent rain will also tend to ease across northeast England and eastern Scotland. So looking a bit drier as we start Sunday. Again, it'll be a relatively warm start to the day with temperatures mostly in the teens. And Sunday itself, drier and brighter, still a lot of cloud, quite a grey morning for much of eastern Scotland, northeast England, with some drizzly rain here. And we will see some showers developing through the day, parts of the Midlands and eastern England in particular, but perhaps more scattered than the showers on Saturday, and perhaps not as intense either. Potential for some heavy rain for Lincolnshire and parts of East Yorkshire and northern parts of East Anglia for a time on Sunday. But certainly further west, many places looking largely dry and bright on Sunday with a bit more sunshine around. It'll feel a bit warmer, even though temperatures will mostly still be at or below average, high teens, low 20s in places. But that drier weather in the west is a sign of things to come. As high pressure moves in next week, it's looking an awful lot drier for much of next week, sunnier as well. And although not spectacularly hot, it will also start to feel a little bit warmer too. For more details on that, make sure you're following the Met Office on social media, and for the very latest on the warnings, make sure you've got the Met Office app, or of course you can check out the latest on our website.
Thank you, Alex. And as Alex said there, it's getting a little warmer this coming week. So let's pop up the local weather. You can see that after today's rain and thunderstorms die away, that it's going to be drier for the week ahead. It's going to be sunnier and warmer. And although the temperatures are sort of averaging 21, 22, they could go as high as up to 24 in the week ahead. So nice sort of late summer weather there for us. Moving on to the traffic and travel this week. Roadworks are underway this week. Our Southern Gas networks in Doncaster Road, Wessex Water in Count Road, Hilborn Road, Barwick Road and Staverdale Road. On the trains, there's nothing significant happening other than those continued engineering works around the Bristol area, which will have a knock-on effect to the whole network until the 3rd of September. That is, 3rd of September is approaching us fast, so hopefully after the 3rd of September, then that will decide to rectify itself. We won't be repeating that every week. Moving to the what's on, first to mention that the MV Freedom sponsored swim that we mentioned last week unfortunately had to get cancelled today due to the fact that the people that were providing the safety cover got affected by COVID and therefore they were unable to have safety cover for the event. So we had a phone call earlier today to say unfortunately it's having to be cancelled. So we wait to hear if it will be rescheduled or whether an alternative fundraising event will be planned soon. But turning to what's on in some of our places like the Pavilion, the Pirates of the Pavilion is still ongoing until the 31st of August on Mondays and Tuesdays, shows at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. A number of shows from tribute bands coming up in the weeks ahead. 27th of August is Bebop Balula. 28th of August, UB40, 29th of August, Little Mix Show, and the 3rd of September, the Beach Boys. Of course, to get availability of tickets for the Pavilion, go along to their website at weymouthpavilion.com or give the box office a call on 01305 783 225. That's 01305 783 225. At the Nothe, the Matchstick Fleet starts from today. That will have been open today, and that's going to be open for a while. Lots of models of ships made entirely from matchsticks. On the 29th of August, that's next weekend, the remote controlled tanks from Southern Armour Group are returning to the Nothe Fort. They go there every few months. and they're bringing with them a variety of remote control vehicles, ranging from large-scale remote control tanks to small military vehicles. And they span a multitude of eras and models, so well worth a visit there if you're interested in that. On the 30th of August, the Northfort have got fireworks and a rock and roll party with Ben Waters and the Rock and Roll Project. So lift those Monday blues with a brilliant rock and roll party in Weymouth's landmark Napoleonic Fort. The full Ben Waters band play in the parade ground and then take to the ramparts to watch the fireworks from the best vantage point in Weymouth. Tickets are £20 and doors open at 6 p.m. Tickets will not be sent out in advance. They can be collected on the door. So to get tickets, go along to the Northfort website at northfort.org.uk. Other things happening. 22nd of August, that's tomorrow, Rugby Tots Beach Tournament on Weymouth Beach from 9:30 to 1. Rugby Tots hosts 4 Dorset groups for a fun beach tournament. Girls and boys aged 2 to 7 are joining from Yeovil, Gillingham, Dorset and Weymouth. And this will mark the first ever sports fixture for all of the 220 children taking part. So if you'd like to see that, go along. Join in the fun and cheer along those youngsters having some fun on Weymouth Beach. That's tomorrow between 9:30 and 1 o'clock. On the 22nd, also tomorrow, if you're interested in past and present cars and a treasure hunt, that's on the Plush Cricket Ground. After the success of last year's car show and treasure hunt, they're pleased to announce it will be returning this year, and they're hoping for some nice weather. So that's Plush and Piddle Valley Cricket Club, if you're interested in that. And next weekend is also the Lyme Regis Folk Festival. Various locations over Lyme Regis. So do look out for that. If you want any information on that, you can get it from the Lyme Regis Tourist Information Centre on 01297 442 138. That's 01297 442 138. That's the Lyme Regis Folk Festival over the bank holiday weekend. Of course, various activities coming up locally in Wyke Regis on the Weymouth 450 celebrations, and details are on the parish website at www.parishofwykeregis.org.uk. Go to the big page in the centre that says Weymouth 450. Click on that, and that will take you through to where you can book tickets for the various concerts, flower arranging workshops, and you can submit your photos for the photographic competition. So if you're a keen photographer, do go along there, do look at the entry rules for the photo competition, and do look to submit a photo into the competition. You might win a prize. You never know. The time is just coming up to 6:43, and it's time for our film section in this week's programme. And the film this week, which is currently showing in cinemas, is Godzilla vs. Kong. It's from Warner Brother Pictures and Legendary Pictures. It comes the long-awaited face-off between the two icons, Godzilla vs. Kong. It's the next epic adventure in Legendary's cinematic monster-verse directed by Adam Wingard. Legends collide in Godzilla vs. Kong as these mythic adversaries meet in a spectacular battle for the ages, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Kong and his protectors undertake a perilous journey to find his true home, and with them is Gia, a young orphan girl with whom he has formed a unique and powerful bond. But they unexpectedly find themselves in the path of an enraged Godzilla, cutting a swathe of destruction across the globe. The epic clash between the two titans, instigated by unseen forces, is only the beginning of the mystery that lies deep within the core of the Earth. So there we go. It is rated PG-13 due to the intense sequences of creature violence, destruction and brief language. So here we go. Here's the trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong, which is in cinemas as we speak.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that in some way, Kong did the same. It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gon' stop for me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Here we go.
There we go. That's Godzilla vs. Kong from Warner Brothers. So we're coming towards the end of tonight's programme. It's just coming up to 6:47. Just a reminder then that regular services at All Saints Church are at 0800 tomorrow and 9:30 as well, which will be live streamed, and at St Edmund's Church at 11 o'clock. There's no quiz again this evening. We're still on our summer break from the quiz, but we should be resuming that at 7:30 on Saturday the 4th of September. And don't forget, on Friday night at 7 o'clock we do have our continuing series, A Year Gardening with Clive Gray. And of course, if you want to keep up on what's happening during the week in terms of local events and activities and local news, do support your local community radio stations, all run by volunteers. Chesil Radio, Keep 106 and also Air 107.2. And of course, do pop along to the Dorset Echo website or pick up your copy of Dorset Echo at your local newsagent or shop, and keep up with what's going on in your local community here in Wyke Regis, Weymouth and beyond. And that brings us to the end of this week's programme, and I look forward to being with you again next Saturday. Don't forget, if you've got any events or news for us, do pop us an email at news@wykeregis.tv. We're always pleased to hear from you and always looking for ideas for articles for the programme. So please do get in touch if you've got something for us. If not, I will see you again next week. Have a safe week. Enjoy the improved weather, and I'll see you soon.